Which also, he said socialism does not automatically mean anti-racist, and that blew my mind. I never even, I was like, okay, socialism is the key. Let's get there. And he was like, that is not necessarily anti-racist. And I'm like, wait a second.
I want to hear more of this. Keep going.
I looked into it. I couldn't find much. I did find an article about a liberal professor who was not, he was trying to talk at the Democratic Socialists of America New York chapter, and everything happened with Corona. And then people got upset that he was invited because he's one of these people who thinks that we should focus less on race and more on class. Because he said it's a more unifying thing, class, if we get all middle, lower class people together and like show that our rights are being infringed upon, as opposed to sticking to race, because he says, or the theory is that that's more isolating. Which, do you have thoughts of that initially? I have many thoughts.
Race is a very divisive and triggering word. And unfortunately, sometimes people just need to, you know, deal with it, and they just need to get over themselves and realize that race is, it's not a thing to be swept under the rug. It's not something that we are in a post-racial society. It is not something that we don't talk about. It's something that needs to be talked about. And I personally don't think that in the US, I personally don't think that you can separate racism and classism.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't.
I don't think so either.
So what are your thoughts? That you have many thoughts.
So many. There's so many thoughts. I understand race is seen as a divisive issue.
Mm-hmm.
But if we put aside race, like there are things that are specific to race, that are race specific to what people deal with and what people encounter and their perspective on life. So if we put that aside, to me, that's asking people to give something up in the name of unity. But like, is it really unity if I can't talk about my struggles as a Black person? And then, so the worry is that people are going to be divided. So like, are those people we really want united if they're not going to understand the struggles that like different racial groups deal with?
It's people mistaking peace with quiet.
Mm.
You know,
that is it.
It is people mistaking peace with quiet because, like, for example, in my own home, we are always having fun-spirited debates. And my dad is oftentimes labeling himself as peacekeeper. And I'm like, well, we're not resolving anything. You're just telling me and mom to stop arguing and to be quiet. Mm-hmm. That is quiet. That is not a resolution.